It order for Makwaba, so ha, KM TV. Me name baby, I'll share me free. So, what share me? Ya me share free, one say, Obama or Fidina to akoso ada KM TV. Kaiden say, you were online portals. You writing news. You nema bebre. You hear the service of photographers, editors, streamers, bloggers, writers, and now say any form of media coverage. You wo at the mount affable. Kaiden say, in Jumedia ye dino, ye dear, untimi for sikan toye. Nemum, a de biara a ye papa, as I say, ye mau enam media sumo on sakano de. Untimi kwati KMTV, isan say, ye dwen ho yi pa. Mo fide no na KMTV first to break. And that's all.
For nation building. Unfortunately, every step of the removal process being undertaken against me is being done in a manner that breaks every rule on how justice is delivered in our country. And this is why I find the need to draw the nation's attention to the serious violations of the Constitution and law in the process, and the danger it holds for the development of the nation's democracy. The second reason for making this statement is, though I'm in the process alone, its effects ripple far beyond me as a person. This process will affect how all Superior Court justices and future Chief Justices members of the Supreme Court that heard the application refused my application for the hearing in open, and they also struck out the supplementary affidavit at the request of the Attorney General. I have decided to make this statement today because the violations have not stopped. Indeed, they have escalated beyond anything I could have imagined as possible in justice delivery. These violations include the committee's refusal, in breach of the rules of natural justice, to recognize my lawyer on the first day of proceedings, simply because I was not personally present with him. And they went ahead to make arrangements for the hearing without involving my lawyer while he was sitting in front of them. The committee has also failed to indicate the specific charges that I'm supposed to be defending myself against in order to allow me to adequately prepare a defense to the charges. The committee has gone on to permit two of the petitioners, Mr. Daniel Ofori and Shining Stars, not to testify at all or present what case they brought to them at the hearing. The committee has refused to allow me to go into the hearing with any family member.
Anyone taking gabapentin or pregabalin for over 30 days needs to see this. Did you know?
Before you enter, there's a thorough search of my body and my handbag in violation of protocols and courtesies extended to any Chief Justice, which protocols and courtesies are honored in the name of the nation, both in Ghana and outside of Ghana. And then the work of the committee is being conducted in a cordoned high security zone on Castle Drive, Osu, when all Article 146 proceedings since 1993 have been held in facilities of the Judicial Service. It is hard not to reach the conclusion that the choice of venue against the backdrop of secrecy of proceedings is intended to intimidate me and to prevent any citizen of Ghana from knowing how the proceedings are being conducted. The Edu Lodge facility that the hearings are being conducted in featured very prominently in the planning of the murder of judges on June 30th, 1981. And this can be read about in the special investigative report on that terrible event in our nation's history. It will be recalled that there was a Major Samakwa, a military officer who was killed with the 3 High Court justices, who was the Director of Human Resource of GEHOC. He was my uncle and my guardian when I entered the University of Ghana in September 1980. I was also living with him at the time he was abducted and murdered. Was Edu Lodge chosen for my inquiry to make me feel insecure? I think so. And I continue to hold the view that there's no reason why a judicial hearing is being conducted behind the high walls of Edu Lodge. At this Article 146 hearing, no rules provided by law to regulate the fairness of hearings and trials in this country are being followed. As we all know, when a citizen is summoned before a court or any administrative or disciplinary committee, it is the duty of the committee or court to give the citizen a copy of the complaint that they are presiding over. You cannot be summoned without a writ, a petition, or a complaint. It is also the duty of that committee or court or tribunal to give copies of all documents that have been filed with them before the hearing is started. How does anyone defend themselves without a copy of the complaint that they have been summoned to come and answer to? This Article 146 committee has refused to give me copies of the petitions that His Excellency the President gave to them. They refused to give me copies, a copy of the prima facie determination that His Excellency the President is supposed to have given to them. They claim that they know that the President sent me copies on 27th March of the petition on 27th March 2025. And so they do not need to show me what the President gave to them. They also claim to have copies of the responses that I gave to the President, but they will not provide the petitioners with copies of my responses. The difficulty with this is, because they are the independent body charged with the duty to conduct the hearing, what I have in my hand from the President could be different from what they have. And I cannot assume that the 2 copies are the same. Indeed, no tribunal does that. No tribunal will tell you that before you came here, we know that your landlord wrote to you, so we are looking into what your landlord wrote to you about, and so that is what we will be inquiring into. They will give you what the charges are that they are supposed to be inquiring into. Second, the petition itself has not been admitted into evidence and subjected to cross-examination by me or my lawyers. In this case, because they have permitted.
In the last few minutes, many of you in the media have reached out to me seeking to inquire about what government makes of the press engagement that Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, just had, which bordered on the petitions brought against her and the deliberations of the committee tasked to look into the matter. Ordinarily, if the matters were left to the content of the petition and the processes being undertaken by the committee, we will not have cause to comment, because those are matters beyond the purview of the president or the government. But a number of things were said at the media engagement that, if left uncorrected, could create an erroneous impression